Hello, I'm in motion because I want to tell you something about the Washington State ferries. I'll stop so you don't get seasick. I recently rode ferries in the Washington State ferry system, and in preparation for that trip, I had some confusions and I had some unanswered questions about obtaining the tickets and just some of the details. So I went to YouTube to try to find if people posted things about the details of the ferry system. And what I found is people were really only posting about their actual trip on the ferry. I didn't need that. I needed some questions answered prior to that. So I am doing this video because I want to give you the answers that I was trying to find at that time. So a couple things. First of all, there's a difference here. There is a reservation and there is a ticket. Reservation, ticket, two different things. Now, I was taking a vehicle on the ferry, and it's clearly said on the Washington State Ferry website that reservations are not required, but are highly recommended. I highly recommend you getting a reservation. Now, I'm not talking if you're just somebody walking on. I'm talking specifically if you're a vehicle. Unless you don't really care about getting to the destination on that day, or you don't have any time constraints, unless that's true for you, I say get the reservation for sure. So they're two different things. When you arrive there, if you have a reservation, then you will go into the reservation line of vehicles. If you don't, you will go into the standby line of vehicles. And when you make your reservation, obviously you're making it for a specific date and time. Now, there is a no-show fee, but again, that's only if you don't use the reservation. So one of my trips was from Anacortes to Orcas Island. If I did not show up at that day and time, it was a $16 no-show fee. Another ferry I did was Coopville, which is on Whidbey Island, over to Port Townsend on the Olympic Peninsula. That no-show fee was $10. So if I didn't use reservation, $10 would be charged, and you're not charged if you use your reservation. So get the reservation. Another thing that was kind of interesting that we found out is if you show up too early. We showed up too early, not on purpose, it just happened that way. And so we showed up early enough that we could have got on an earlier ferry. So we asked, well, can we get on to that? And we couldn't use our reservation for that earlier time. But what's interesting is that if we could go get on standby line to get on an earlier ferry, and if we did not get on, our reservation was lost and we just had to get in the next standby line to get onto the next ferry. It just seems a little weird. Like we should have been able to go in the standby line because we didn't have a reservation for that one, and if we did not get on, you would think then we could then keep our reservation because we had it and then go get in that reservation line. No, it doesn't work that way. So we kept our reservation and that was all fine. I don't know if you followed that little story at all, but that's okay. Okay, here's the next thing. That was a little confusing. So when I get the, it's called adult vehicle. So I guess it was clear. I had to use my good thinking skills, and thankfully they were right. I had a hunch that this was only for one human being and their car, their vehicle. There was two of us traveling. And so I thought, oh, you know how you'll go places and it's $25 per carload. Well, that's not the case here. So I ended up with vehicle, adult in vehicle, one person, and then, oops, where is it? Adult passenger. So even though we were both arriving in the vehicle, I had two tickets for two people to be on the ferry. So that wasn't 100% clear. It would have been nice to at least say one sentence would have done it, that this ticket is only good for one passenger. All other passengers in the vehicle need a ticket. Done. It doesn't say that anywhere. So you just have to kind of use logic and good thinking, and thankfully that was accurate. So you do need a ticket for every passenger that will be in that vehicle, except for the one behind the wheel, because the vehicle ticket includes one driver. Another thing that was confusing is that we went from Anacortes, Washington to Orcas Island. And I don't even know how I stumbled upon seeing it, but the tickets are considered round trip. Okay, but when you get the ticket, it says on it a single ride ticket. Well, to me, single means one. I think of it as one ride. You go from here to there, you're done. Okay, but I kept reading and it said Orcas Island or Anacortes tickets going into to the San Juan Islands, those are considered round trip. All right, why can't you put it on there? But what makes it a little more disconcerting is that my other ticket, which was from Whidbey Island to the Olympic Peninsula, those I do not believe are round trip. I didn't have to find out because I was only going one way. But what's weird is that both tickets have the same line, the same sentence saying a single ride ticket, a single ride ticket. Although this, you get two rides. This, you get one. That was a little unnerving going, because I still felt a little unsure that the Anacortes to Orcas Island was really going to get us back. It did. So even though it says single ride ticket, it is round trip. This one says single ride. It probably is single ride. Let's see what else. Oh, when you get this, sorry for the pause. When you get this ticket, not the reservation, the reservation is for a set date and time. The ticket, I found out, is, and as I was getting it, that wasn't clear either. What was crazy is when I got the ticket, I remember putting in a date and time. But when it came up, there was no date and time, and that threw me for a moment. But it says here that it's good for 90 days after the purchase. Okay, so check your calendar. When you go to get your ferry tickets, make sure that you're not getting them too far out. You have 90 days to use it. Doesn't matter which sale you're on. So that was just something that threw me too. So the tickets are not dated and timed, but you have to use them within 90 days of purchase, and that's on there. And the reservations, though, are dated and timed, and you choose those, and you have to use it then, or you'll get the no-show fee charge. Well, I don't know. There's probably other questions. Those were the things that really kind of threw me, and I was a little unclear. Even going up until we got there, I was a little still unclear, but it all worked out. And so hopefully if you had, I'm rocking, sorry. If you had maybe some of the same questions, then maybe I just helped you. So I say to you, happy ferrying. We're in line for the ferry, which is going to take us to Orcas Island in the San Juans. It's a little bit stressful, but here we are in line, and hopefully everything will go well, hopefully. This boat is moving and grooving. And our car is somewhere in there.